What is up, guys? It's your one and only Onyx Draco, or Kiel Mombasa, if you watch my gaming channel, which my opinion is objectively better than this fucking channel. We're gonna do a kind of quick review of Helldivers on the Xbox Series S. That's the console I'm playing on. And I might bring up some Space Marine 2 comparisons just because the communities are kind of connected in a way, because Helldivers is pretty inspired by Warhammer 40k, especially if you look at the design of the automaton hulks. I mean, these fuckers look just like Firstborn Dreadnoughts. Like, tell me that they don't look the fucking same. Which I don't mind that at all, but I also feel like a heretic for, you know, fighting by shooting down hulks with a anti-material rifle. Like, it makes me feel more like the Tau when I do that, which I think the Tau are the best faction in Warhammer 40k anyway. But we're not talking about Warhammer, we are talking about Helldivers, specifically on the Xbox Series S. So unfortunately, I was not able to stay up until 4 in the morning to play the game, but I did play it around 7 in the morning, so I guess that's good enough, right? It was a very fantastic experience. The game runs at a pretty good frame rate on my Series S. And keep in mind that Space Marine 2 on my Series S runs at like 30 or 40 frames per second. Like, it runs like as slow as like a lot of Xbox 360 games. So the fact that the Helldivers 2 game is optimized well enough that it can run on my Series S is pretty impressive. Because my PC can't run it for shit, right? Because it's about as powerful as an Xbox One. So I was like, okay, well, the Series S isn't too much more powerful than an Xbox One, in my opinion. It runs Helldivers really well, but I do see where there are cuts, right? I see that the graphics are a bit more blurry, and the fire effects and the explosion effects are much more pixelated on the Series S. Also, the draw distance is really fucking bad, so sniping is a pain in the ass. Like, I literally have to use a scope as a binocular. In most games, I just use I just, like, look at the screen as a binocular, but that could also be because I have stigmatism. Maybe my eyes themselves are affecting the experience of the game. But I have noticed that Space Marine 2 on the Xbox Series S, although the frame rate is lower, the graphics remain the same. So maybe it's that high graphics on the Xbox Series S does impede speed and performance. Now, enough talking about the fucking frame rate, because I'm a fucking frame rate nerd, because I love frame rate. I think frame rate makes gameplay a lot more enjoyable, but throw that out of the way. Talk about gameplay. So, I already started playing Helldivers on my, friend's PS5 before even getting it on the Xbox, and I'm gonna tell you, it has one of the most enjoyable combat loops I've ever experienced in a game. It's even more enjoyable than Helldivers 1's combat loop, because the problem with Helldivers 1 is that the guns, all as good as they feel, you still are like alienated from the immersion because you're looking top down. So you know you're playing a game. But with Helldivers 2, sometimes you feel like you're literally there. Especially when fighting automatons, it's like, holy shit, I'm getting shot at. The combat loop is just fantastic. It kind of reminds me of Killing Floor 2, objective mode, but the objectives are actually much better, and I like the wide open areas. So I guess, you could say the countryside, where it's just you and automatons. But I also like the urban environments just a little bit less, because with urban environments, it's a lot easier to get ganged up on, and it kind of reminds me of Helldivers 1, where, like, the cyborg dogs will just surround you and fuck you up royally. So, it's a quick review of Helldivers 2 on the Xbox Series S. Very fantastic game. If you like shooters at all, if you like Halo, if you like Warhammer 40k, please get the fucking game. You will not regret it. And also, speaking of Warhammer 40k, I'm only bringing it up one more time. They should do a collab and put either Tempest Sionis in there, or maybe there's like a special Cadian Imperial Guard. Like, there's like a Cadian Special Forces, maybe those guys. Or maybe just the Imperial Guard. That'd be good enough. But Tempest Sionis, I think, would be the best thing to put as a Warhammer 40k collab in Helldivers. And no, not Space Marines, okay? Helldivers do not compare to a Space Marine. And that's all I gotta say. Built Helldivers 2 on the Xbox, and yeah, goodbye.